Hello, everyone. Welcome to 2023. Are you ready? Ready for a brand new year, a clean slate, new chapters to write in our book of life? So let's make it a good one. Let's make this one the best ever. Whatever that is for you, whatever that is for you. So I did this last month and I can't believe I did it again this month. So all I have to say is sometimes you have to just laugh at yourself, give yourself a break. But I recorded the video just like I did last month, and I closed out the program before I saved the recording. So I had already done the reading, I had already picked the cards. So I'm going to go, I'm going to do the video over. So this is the one you're getting because obviously the other one I deleted. But just to let you know, usually I pull the cards on camera. And but I did it again. I closed out the program. I'm not going to do it this time. That's an awful lot of work that I record these more than once. So for the month of January, we're going to look at the theme for the month of January. But before we do, 2023 numerology wise, when you add the numbers together, I wanted to share this insight with you because when I looked up so let me just first say when you add up 2 and 2 and 3, that equals 7 in numerology. And there is a certain vibration of energy with every number that can give us a little additional insight and energies that we can work with. So for the year of 2023, and those numbers added together is 7. So I'm going to share what just a short version of what the energy of number 7 is, which I am pulling from the Animal Wisdom Tarot. This is a deck by Dawn Bronke. At the beginning of her booklet, she has a quick guide to numbers. And number 7, or 7s represent, their energy is magic, creativity, understanding, and prime. So as I read this paragraph, just listen for what jumps out to you. And that may be a little clue or something for you to work with as you go into 2023. Well, we're already in 23. We're not going into it. Here we are. The second day of January when I'm recording this. So 7 signifies new inventions, creative possibilities, exciting thoughts, and deepened understanding. Now, what really jumped out for me is deepened understanding. And I just feel like that is so expansive, can be very expansive. It can help us be more centered in who we are. It can bring about a calming effect when we have a deeper understanding of something. And it feels evolutionary to me. And the rest goes on to say we identify 7 musical notes, chakras, and days of the week. 7 activates our imagination and hints of magic. A 7-hued rainbow graces each 7. So that is the meaning of 7, just something to ponder and take with you as we move through 2023. So for the month of January, we're going to look at a certain theme, and I pulled a card from the Oracle of 7 Energies. I just pulled it at random. And before I share that card, when I say this is the theme for January, what that really means is it's just something for you to ponder. And it could also be a certain challenge that you're going through in your life right now, or maybe there's a situation that you're unclear about, or maybe there's an intention or a resolution that you've set that you just need some extra help with and some extra guidance also. And maybe this will provide a clue or give you some extra insight too. That's how when I say we're working with a theme, the energy, this is the theme of that. The energy of this thing. I'm not saying this right because I'm recording it 2 times, obviously. This is just the theme for January, something to pay attention to. Maybe something that's playing out in your life right now or might play out as you go through the month of January. So the card that I pulled is a merry motive. And right away, what I loved about a merry motive and what really stood out to me was the word motive, especially because we're at the beginning of a new year. And so often, as we think about a new year, we think about things that we want to accomplish. We think about goals, intentions, resolutions. But, a big but here, but what this card is asking us to look at, what is truly the motive behind why we've set those intentions or resolutions. And now I'm just going to speak from my own personal point of view. If this isn't yours, that is perfectly fine too. But over the years, I said to my husband the other night, because as the TV was on for a little bit and the commercials that were coming up were all about diet and, all these various programs you can go on or these supplements you can take and blah, 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 blah. And I just think that's a conditioned thing that we go through every year, that we've been just told this over and over and over again. That's what we think we have to do. Where I don't even pay attention to that anymore, because I really try to live each day of, taking care of myself, that I don't all of a sudden come to the new year and go, oh my gosh, I got to go on a diet. I ate too much, blah, blah, blah. But if we can do a little bit of that every day. So I'm saying that because when you look at the motive, are you really doing it because it's a pattern? Or are you doing it because it's something that's conditioned into your brain to think that you have to do, but maybe you're not really feeling it? But to look at, why that is. Why have you set that intention? Why have you set that resolution? What's truly the motive behind that? And maybe your motive is just to take, going on a diet or, a healthier lifestyle. Maybe that truly is a good motive, that's something you truly want to do. That's great if that's truly coming from your heart. So this card, though, is asking you, what is your true motive behind that? And usually when we can get to that, sometimes it's really not even our motive. It's just something that has been programmed into our brains that we think we're supposed to be doing, and we're not inviting in critical thinking of what that means for us. If that's really our motive, or if that's just something we've heard over and over again. So just something to pay attention to look at. Definitely areas in my life I have to work with that as well. So on the card, you can see this looks like a fire pit with the flames coming up. And there is a clothesline with clothespins, and some of the clothespins are holding a bright, shiny star. And what this represents to me is when we start out in a new year, maybe we've set too many goals or have too many ideas, and we can feel overwhelmed. Maybe we're trying to follow too many bright, shiny stars. And again, we have to go back and look at what is really our motive behind that. And our motive really, you want that to come from the true voice of your heart and your soul. And you want it to feel good. You want it to feel good in your body. You want to feel this. Yes, that's the reason I'm doing it. Yes, that's what feels truly right for me. So just to check in with that and see, where is that coming from? So then I pulled an animal card from Animal Love Oracle Cards by Nadine Gordon Taylor. And the card I pulled is Chipmunk. And the words on the card are trusting, creative, and new discoveries. So Chipmunk is our animal guide as we check in right here at the beginning of the new year, as we're thinking about things we want to accomplish in the year, resolutions or intentions that we have set, and really looking at the true motive of that. And before I do that, I do want to, because in my first video, I recorded it, I did check in with the guidebook to see if there's any additional insight. And I thought this was helpful, so I want to share this. Number 20. So the key concepts of a merry motive are knowing your own motives, understanding what drives you to meet your goals, the momentum your attention creates, the wisdom behind your intentions. So again, like the wisdom behind your intentions is really checking in with your own critical thinking, your own discernment, and making sure it's truly your reasoning, truly your why of why you're doing this. And then the last two sentences are the last two paragraphs. So if you're unsure about your motives, the results will be just as unclear. So then it says, dig deep to understand your why. If your true desire is to experience X, let go of your attachment to the form that X is supposed to come in. Make sure your motive is merry and joyful, clear and honest, and aim true. Trust that the universe will provide the outcome that is a perfect match for your intention. It always does. So if you're clear on that motive, the universe is going to totally support you. If you're not clear on that motive, there's probably going to be a fork in the road, or things are going to go a little awry. So if you can check in at the beginning of the year and make sure you're really clear on that, that's definitely going to help you as you move forward in the year. So back to the animal guide of chipmunk. And I adore little chipmunks, though sometimes they can drive me a little crazy when they're digging in my plants, as this little fella looks to be doing inside of a plant, peeking out, which I've had that happen to me. They'll out on my deck, they'll be in a plant and they're peeking out from behind it, and I can see them. And I look right at them and I say, I can see you. So that's just as an aside. But I love those little critters because they are so funny and they are very creative in getting what they want, that's for sure. So when we look at a merry motive and chipmunk and the words on the card here, trusting, creative, and new discoveries, I really new discoveries really stood out to me because when we check in with our motive, what we thought perhaps we wanted to do, we find out that wasn't really what we were feeling. We were, it was a conditioned part of us or comes from a past pattern. And then when we discover, yeah, that's not really what I wanted, we actually allow the door to open for new discoveries of what's truly in alignment with what our heart is trying to share with us. And then also just trusting that process. Sometimes that's hard. And just as an example, I don't have any big projects on my plate to start out the new year as I usually do, which I've had for probably the last at least 15 years. I've had something that I've been in the middle of really working on, either writing a book, or the last few years I've been creating an oracle deck, which, just as an aside, I will be releasing that oracle deck, probably taking pre-orders in early spring. So I'm excited to share that with you. But other than that, I don't have any really big project on my plate to begin in the year. So I'm really trusting that I'm just allowing this feminine flow and just trusting that whatever is supposed to unfold is on its way, and I don't need to push it or force anything to come. So I sort of feel like, for myself personally, I am this little chipmunk just peeking my head out, seeing what's out there, thinking about, the possibilities, but not making any real plans yet, and then being okay with that. Though, and at the same time, what I really felt that this indicated as well is, once you've examined that motive and that why, and you come to that place of, yes, this is really what I want to do, or you discover, no, that's not what I wanted to do, but you have this new discovery, then all of a sudden you're just going to come from behind that plant, behind those leaves, and you're just going to take off like a rocket and go after that which feels in alignment with your soul and your heart. So that is the reading for the month of January. I'm going to be sure to save it this time. And then one last thing, I did put a PDF booklet together from my Animal Reflections Healing Oracle. I picked a animal card for each month of the year, and I put that together in a PDF that you can download for free. And then you can check in each month with that animal and what wisdom they have to share with you and how that may help you that month of the year. maybe do some journaling with that, see what comes up for you, see how that particular animal plays out in your life and how it can guide you. So I hope you find that helpful. I had a lot of fun putting it together, and so I hope you enjoy that. I'll put the link below in the description so you can check that out. All right, everyone, have a great January, and I will see you again in February. Take good care, everyone. Bye bye.